What's going on, everybody? My name is D-Rock, and today we're going to take a look at my session file for my remix of Shibuya by Covet featuring San Holo. If you're not familiar with this, there's a few different sections to it. One section that's kind of like this. Section that's kind of like this. Section that's kind of like this. Parts out like this. And then it kind of repeats from there. But yeah, you kind of get the idea. If you're not familiar with Covet, they are a like new school prog rock, math rock type of band. Wicked cool. So yeah, let's dive into this. The opening. I remember starting this remix by I wanted to transcribe the main guitar line from the song. So I took that and transcribed it to this little pluck here. Which took way longer than what I would like to admit, because it's a complicated guitar line that I have no idea how to play on actual guitar, besides the fact that I know that there's a ton of tapping involved. But yeah, anyways, this intro, it's kind of a chilled out joint. There's some piano as well as the reverse piano. If you want to know a little trick to do this, what you can do, you can take the MIDI, reverse that, bounce in place, and then reverse it back. And then you get the chords, but just reversed, and they're still in order for you, which is really nice, rather than having to bounce out individual chords and stuff. I've got this plink sound, which is just an instance of clang. The music box, which is probably my favorite use of this instrument. That's just low passing in, doing the same exact guitar line as the guitar and this square arp thing and little pluck and all that. So that's kind of the intro, and then we get to the build section. So these have these like big giant chord stabs, which this is a what I called squarey pad, which is a really old patch that I made a while ago. That's probably in my free shit refill, as well as another super saw. And then these pad verbs here, which are doing this thing. I remember I had a lot of comments on how I did this. So it's one going forward, one going backwards. These are both going through a bus, and there are two pulverizers on this bus. One, the tremor to volume, is at 25% at a 16th note. So that's just adding a slight up and down motion to the overall volume. And then on the second pulverizer, I'm automating in a 30-second note tremor. That's why it kind of sounds like it's speeding up, but it's all in time with itself. Then I'm referencing the main guitar line again, bringing that low passing in kind of in and out there. Chords hit again. Then we've got this little mini build, I guess. So for these, I just kind of landed on the minor chord, had those big hits, and I'm offsetting them with this Build Me patch, which is directly from my free shit refill. It's one of my favorite patches that I've ever built, because it's simple and it works. It's like the Thor Logic or wavetable, and I think a high pass filter or a band pass filter with a really high resonance. And then since this song it's fully instrumental, there's no vocals. I didn't want to add in vocals for this for this remix. So I remember just scrolling through the entire the main guitar stem, just trying to find a fun little lick that I could throw in there. And since I didn't have a vocal, I wanted to do something that kind of speaks. I ended up finding this line that Yvette played. I was like, okay, yeah, that'll work. It's kind of a nice little tag going into the drop. So now we got the main drop of the song. So a few main sections with this. You've got our chord stacks, once again, the square pad new, the super saw. Those are being stacked with these two buzz and buzzier layers that are both going into buzzer. So literally just sawtooth waves with white noise being distorted and compressed together to add some extra buzziness and that kind of mid layer into everything. And then finally a sine wave sub down at the very bottom, just following along with everything else. I've got 4 different sounds doing the main guitar line that I've just kind of chopped up. So I've got Lil Pluck that you've heard from the beginning. I've got the Squarey Pad New that's doing a line of it. I've got this combinator. That's kind of like a sync lead type of thing, like a sawtooth wave synced. And then Just Kids, which I believe is a patch that I did. It's a multi-oscillator on square and a square wave going through a bit crusher. And that's just playing the main guitar line that I transcribed to MIDI, but kind of chopped up with these glitches interspersed with it. Within the glitches, if you've seen my glitchy fills tutorial, I'm using a zap, some white noise, and a few other random bass sounds. Like for example, a yoy. If you're not familiar with that sound, that is a low pass filter on a sine wave or on a sawtooth wave going into a downsampler or a bit crusher. And it creates that yoy sound that you've heard in dubstep from 2010 and onward. Then I think it died out for like a bunch of years, and now it seems like it's coming back for some reason. But yeah, there's that sound that's kind of thrown in there interspersively. There's this deep pluck that I'm just using that, mostly just all in those glitchy fills. So this fill right here. So it goes from this like oh God, now I'm stuttering. A stuttering kick into this like tom fill here. And it's a fill that crosses over the main bar line. So the bar starts at 33 So halfway through the fill, there's a new bar that starts. I wanted to do this because I thought that it would create a nice moment for the listener to kind of breathe, because the majority of this drop is just hammering away in your face, really, really driving. And then this fill that crosses over the bar line gives you just that extra moment to take a breath before it comes right back in. Then that part just kind of repeats out till we get to the B section. This B section, I just wanted to find. I found another guitar lick within the song, and once again mimicked that with some synths. Drum-wise, I wanted to make the drums kind of evolve throughout the course of this section. So it starts off the drums are doing this kind of just bop 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 syncopated type thing. After 4 bars, it comes in with this like offbeat side stick. And then for the second half of the B section, I switched up to where the side stick landed. So it's going from that syncopated type of feel to where then it's hitting on the 2 and 4 of like every single bar. So it goes from that syncopated feel to something that's really, really head bobbing. And then all the instruments just kind of slowly low pass their way in. So like those chords, those chords, that plink sound that's just doing weird accents throughout. Yeah, all of it just kind of low passes in. Then we've got those big chord hits again with the big reverb tail. This time it's the exact same thing, just copy paste at this time, just with these plink accents going over the very, very top. And we've got the second drop. So this one, it's obviously halftime. I wanted to open it up a little bit more rather than having it be the really intricate melody the entire time. So I think doing the halftime with the big open chords kind of splits it up a little bit more. But not a whole lot of new stuff going on throughout this. Just stuff that's just kind of switched up melody wise, up until you get to the second half of it. And we're back to the same thing from the first one, just copied and pasted. So that goes through. We got that fill that goes over the bar line again. And then the outro. Which that's just very much a callback to the very beginning of the song, with the kind of more chilled out vibe. It's got the chords, the piano. I'm mimicking the B section guitar line this time on the piano for the first half, and then it goes into the regular guitar line, but just slow down to half speed. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. Oh, there is this pad down here that I liked a lot. It's just a Serum pad, but it's got one of the noise options within Serum is this wind chimes, which I think adds a wicked cool, like, kind of magical texture over the whole song. You know, it's just a little bit sparkly. But yeah, that's my entire remix. I'll probably upload a version of this to YouTube alongside this breakdown. If you haven't before, go check out Covet. Go check out San Holo, who was featured on the original track. Check out my remix of it. If you have any questions about this, you can shoot me a message on like Instagram or Facebook or SoundCloud or whatever, or drop a comment below. Hope you guys learned something. Otherwise, I will catch you next time.